Hi guys, welcome to Mindful Movement. Today we are working on yin practice for the solar plexus. I would recommend a bolster if you have one. Otherwise, a pillow or a rolled up blanket will do just fine, or a towel or two, and then a block is optional. You can also use a box or a book or something if you don't have a block, but we'll actually just be using this to prop up the bolster or your pillow if you need. So just something to consider if you have. So go ahead and grab your props. I have linked the rest of the yin chakra classes down below. So if you're interested in building up this practice, we started at the root, gone through the sacral chakra, and now we are on solar plexus. So the solar plexus is traditionally called Manipura. It is located in the upper abdomen, right? So belly button's about here, upper abdomen's here. Color associated with this space is yellow, and the element is fire. So it deals a lot with our personal power, our ability to create transformation, and our purpose, our drive, our will. It is the ability to do, to take action, to turn your desires into reality by working through the process. So we are going to deal with all of that information, all of that space as we move through our upper abdomen, our solar plexus. This space, however, is often in excess. So we have a lot of power, a lot of drive, a lot of fire. So it can become too much. Conversely, we can be depletion, right? It's not fully open, so you have a lack of will, a lack of drive or desire. And so all of those ideas are what we'll be working with today, and just kind of sitting and exploring, right? Noticing for yourself, how am I feeling, right? Does this space feel really powerful and strong and active? Or does it feel quiet? Like, am I not connecting with it at all? Is there a disconnect there? So that's what we're hoping to get as we slow down. Often this place is a powerful place, a place of movement and strength. But that's like the balance of the yin practice. You can slow it down and really tap in and say, okay, what's happening here? Right? What's the truth of this space in my life? So that's what we are working with. We are starting with a breath practice called Kapalbhati. People say it different ways. It means skull shining breath or breath of fire. I would advise you, if you are doing this practice in the evening, to skip this part because it is a very energetic breath. So it might keep you awake at night. If it is morning or afternoon, feel free to give it a shot, see how it goes. This is a forceful exhale. We're breathing in and out through the nose, so it's a forced exhale. Your belly draws in, and then your inhale is natural. So it will sound natural or passive. So just to give you an example, it sounds like this. So as I'm blowing out, my belly is contracting in, and then it releases out for the air to draw back in, and then pressing it out again. All right, so we'll go for about 30 seconds. Roll your shoulders back, sit in a comfortable seat. If you need to blow your nose, go ahead and blow your nose. If there's blockages there, just imagine yourself doing this breath together. And you can close your eyes if you like, or keep a soft gaze. Seal your lips and begin. If at any point you feel dizzy or uncomfortable, please stop and breathe naturally. Three, two, one. Release out, let your breath come back in and out naturally. Notice how you feel. Notice the energy moving through your body. Notice if you're tense and holding, if you're relaxed, if you feel strong or agitated, just notice. Draw hands into heart center. We'll seal the beginning of our practice by bowing down. Namaste. All right, first pose is square pose. Left leg is down. Cross your right leg on top. Now we have options. Full expression is right ankle on top of left knee. Right knee on top of left ankle, so everything is stacked. If your knee is way up here and this is super uncomfortable, tuck your right foot underneath your left. You just want an empty space here. If you're kind of halfway in between, set your right foot up on a prop of some sort. You can also tuck a rolled blanket underneath your right knee if you're kind of in an in-between space. So we start with a tall spine, and then, if available, fold forward. And you can take a pillow to lean on or rest on. But keep your sits bones down to the floor. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Breath is natural, in and out during a yin practice, in and out through the nose, just moving organically so you can pay attention to it. You hold stillness so we can really sink into the connective tissue. Notice if your muscles start to quiver or shake, that means you're holding. So then release out slightly. We want to find a balance of work so that we're not pushing so hard that we're straining, but we also aren't so at ease that we are completely restful. And if at any point you feel pain, walk out of the pose. But if you find some space as you hold in stillness, give yourself permission to explore moving deeper. Option to stay here if this feels really good. Option, right leg is on top, so to twist over your left thigh, creating some rotation. So lift up slightly, walk your hands over to the left, and then only hinge forward as far as you're able to keep your sits bones to the floor, your right knee and hip somewhat relaxed. We start the twisting, the rotation, the wringing out, tapping into your solar plexus. stays natural. When your thoughts wander, just come back to watching your inhale and your exhale. Gently lift yourself back up. We always come out slowly. We're never in a rush. Whew. All right, once you reach the top, take the bolster or pillow or blanket to your left hip. All right, it's coming out from the side. Lean over to your left side. 2 options. Stacking your knees. And then lower down, torso over your bolster or blanket. Hands out to the side. If this feels okay, you want to move a little bit deeper, you can draw your right foot back, taking right knee to left ankle. And then lower down. Head can look right or left, depending what's comfortable for your neck. And as you get settled, remember we will be here and hold for a few minutes. If this is too far down, this is the time when you can take your block or another blanket or something and lift up your prop so the angle that you're moving down isn't quite as far. And allow yourself to sink into the support of your bolster or your blanket. Allow yourself to surrender to gravity, to twisting and detoxing, and wringing out at your solar plexus. Press your hands into the earth and gently lift yourself up. Okay, again, we have 2 options. You can keep your right foot tucked into your hip. So my toes, the sole of my foot is flipped up. Left knee is open wide. So you can stay here. We're lowering back, so taking your bolster or blanket behind you. And again, ease yourself down. Start by walking yourself onto your elbows. You can take your block under the top of your bolster. If this does not feel good on your right knee, extend your right leg straight out and lower yourself down. Okay, so we've got options. Either right leg is straight or right knee is bent. Your sole of your foot up. And again, we'll be here for about 3 minutes. Give yourself some time to set up, to settle into stillness. If your low back starts to tense up at any point, remember, come out. If it's painful, if it's uncomfortable, that's where the work is. That's where we explore stillness. Relax your forehead, unclench your jaw. Let your shoulders relax, your low back and hips relax. To come out of this pose, slowly roll yourself over to your left side. And pull your right knee in. Take a few moments lying on the ground. And then as you're ready, pressing yourself back up. I like to extend out both legs. It's a lot. Let's have some little movement. And then we'll move on to the second side. This time we start in square pose with the right leg under and then left foot over. So take your time, explore your setup, propping up underneath if you need, and we start hinging forward. No expectations that both sides are the same. No judgments if things are different. Just being here with your body in this breath, accepting what is present in this moment. Check back in with your breath when your thoughts start to wander. Lift up slightly. Turn over to the right. And then again, option to lower down to add the twist and the rotation. Clench your jaw and release the pressure of your fingertips to the floor. Let go of a little bit of tension that you're holding. Walk yourself back up. All right, again, two options for our twist. Start with the prop to your right hip and release out your left leg, either stacking knees or drawing left heel towards your glute and folding forward over, folding sideways rather, over your bolster. into your sense of personal power. You can imagine wringing out anything that stands in your way. Squeezing out what doesn't serve you, leaving you clear and fresh and confident in this space. Press weight into your hands to lift on up. From this position, taking your bolster, again, or blankets or whatever you have, or pillow back behind you. For your two options, either tucking in your left foot or extending your left leg out straight. Again, this will totally depend on your knee situation, so you might have a different experience on both sides, and practice letting that be okay. And lower yourself down, nice and slow. And practice releasing and surrendering into this position. Notice how your body can take control of your mind. Right? If you're uncomfortable, your thoughts start to spin. They focus on one area of discomfort. They just shine, they swirl, and they spiral, and they just attach you to that space. And then use your breath to give yourself a little bit of room, to give yourself some breathing space, literally and metaphorically. To really ask yourself, am I okay? Am I uncomfortable? Or am I in pain? Start to learn the difference. Learn how your body responds to the difference. If you are in pain, come out. Right? Be strong enough to come out when there's pain. Roll yourself over to your right side. Just remove out any props from underneath you. Come back onto your back and make your way into Shavasana, corpse pose. Giving yourself this time to reflect, to tune into your solar plexus, Notice what color is there, what energy is there, if there's anything. And to just breathe. So whatever comes up, whatever arises, whatever's been unstuck, you can just let it float away. Float on down the river as if it were a leaf. You just stay strong, solid, committed to your breath. Feel free to stay here as long as you like, taking as much time as you need to just be in this space, to be with yourself, and to be still. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure to practice with you. Namaste.